So what are we covering today? A great soccer dribbling drill to do if you don't have any cones. So that first thing you want to do, and just have maybe 10 yards of space, 15 yards of space, it's all you need in order to do this. In fact, if you even have 5 yards of space, it'll be a little bit tight, but you can get it done. So that first thing I want you to do is focus on small dribbles. So focus on fast feet, think fast feet. When we go to do this, I want your toe down and in. Notice I'm going to be stepping on the balls of my feet. So this portion of my foot right here, the balls of my feet, as well as the bottom of my toes. So that's the portion that when we go to sprint, that's what we want to be sprinting with. And when we dribble, we want to push with the top of our foot with that toe down and in so we can correctly push that ball. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a bunch of very small dribbles, small steps, focus on really fast feet, fast feet. So notice when I'm taking these touches, I don't really need huge big touches. It's not about speed getting across. It's about getting your feet up and down super quickly so that you can get a lot faster feet so that when you go to do those other dribbling drills that you can be much more smooth and much more crisp with them. And with these, if you do it with your right foot, then you better use your left. You want to be good with both feet as a soccer player so that you can go either way in a game. You can dribble with either foot. Because let's be honest, guys and girls, when we go to do a skill, more often than not, that ball ends up on the other foot. So if I do a left scissor or a left jab, the ball ends up on the right side. So that means I can shoot with my right if I can dribble with my left. So keep that in mind. Now this next one, we're going to be going for speed dribbles. So here, we're going to be taking very long strides. So it's every single step is a touch, and we're going to be taking very, very long steps. So let me back up and show that one again. But now, as we're going to do this, it's very important that you push that ball and you get it out from underneath you. It's a big touch. Every single step is a touch. Every single step is a touch. Open up your stride so that you're really focusing on making a very long step and a touch of the ball every single time. Use that with your right, then do it with your left. So I would recommend, if you got a 10-yard space, focus on going to 10 yards and back with your right, then 10, back with your left. Now this third one I want you to use is dribbling at speed. So we just did speed dribbles. That means every single step is a touch. However, dribbling at speed is where you look at the game situation. You see how much space you have. If I've got 30 yards of space and no one on me, I'm not going to take a 2-yard touch. I'm going to take a 10-yard touch and get after that ball. So in this, try working on that 10-yard touch, taking a very big touch and accelerating after the ball. Not one where you're taking these little touches and are really slowing your body speed down so that other people on the other team can come back and help defend you, but you want to be taking a huge touch and exploding after that ball and getting the 10 yards that you need to go and trying to do it and be comfortable in one touch. Because so many soccer players, let's be honest, they're comfortable taking a bunch of small touches under their feet. But now, are you okay with pushing it and exploding, forcing yourself to sprint? And this is a key tip. This was something that I didn't realize for such a long time, was the difference between a fast soccer player and a fast runner. I thought you had to be a fast runner to be a fast soccer player because I was never a fast runner. But once I realized that you're faster without the ball than you are with it, and being able to explode after you use a skill, or even when you're dribbling and taking less touches, that's a key to becoming literally twice as quick overnight. So now that fourth one that I want you using, and in the description below, I'm gonna write all these so you can just copy and paste them. If you want to take them, great. Now what we're going to be doing is out and ins with our right, then with our left. Got to use both feet here, guys and girls. So with this, I don't want to see up and up to where that ball's going basically forward the entire time. That's not going to help you too much. I want this ball crisp and I want it going out and in. Think 45-degree angles, perfectly diagonal angles. So we're going here, out, in, out, in, out, in. Notice how that ball's coming back and forth. When I push forward or when I push to the side in the game, I want that toe down and in so I can push forward or so I can turn it and push to the side. But as I'm coming back across my body, I want to use the inside of that foot. On fields where the grass is super thick and it's a dry day, it's better to use further back on your foot because you can get a little more power. But on this field, this is a turf field, so I can use further up on the softer portion of the inside of my foot towards my toes to take that touch in because the ball is going to travel pretty quickly without too much power. So again, make sure out and in. Notice how that ball's really changing direction and I'm looking 5 yards ahead of me. So I'm focusing on building my skills, being able to see 30 yards by only looking 5 yards ahead of me, and I can still see that soccer ball. That's a key tip there to make you better as well. All right, so that next one I want you to focus on is push, stop. push, stop. So with this, you're gonna be using both feet at the same time. So go 10 yards there and 10 yards back using both feet. If you wanna do it again for some added touches, added practice, great. You're gonna be better than your competition. So now, what does this look like? First, think fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. I care more about the actual fast feet that you're using, getting your foot pushing, getting your foot up and on top of the ball, than I do about a big push. I know you can take a 2-3 yard push, that's fine. What I don't know is if you have fast feet. I want to see that. So with this, remember when we dribble, I want that toe down and in pushing. So it's toe down and in pushing, that same foot stops the ball using the bottom of your foot. Another pro tip here, tons of pro tips in this video. When you go to use the bottom of your foot, you want to use more towards your toes. Notice I can reach a lot further here. I've got the most nerve endings in that portion of the foot, so I have the best feel for the ball. And now notice on further back I can't reach as far, and if I go to stop it, notice what happened to my leg there. It jumps a little bit. Same thing with the middle, jumps a little bit. If I use the toes, it sticks. Now keep in mind, if the ball is super wet, field's super wet, then you want to be a little bit further back on your foot, or honestly probably using skills that avoid this altogether. But now it's so important, bottom of those toes, especially when you're on like a turf or perfectly trimmed grass field. So now what we're doing here, and let me show, we're going touch, stop, touch, stop, touch, stop, touch, stop. Notice I am switching feet, but now when I go to actually do this, it's got to be quick, it's got to be fluid. So it's touch, stop, 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 touch, stop. Notice I'm not going that fast forward, but I'm going with fast feet. So it's so important that you focus not on huge touches, but on fast touches. So for that sixth one I want you to focus on is one of our big 3 soccer skills. It's that self pass. So we're going to be going and you're going to be doing pass across, take a touch up, pass across, take a touch up, pass across, take a touch up. Notice with that, I am making sure that ball's not going diagonal across that defender, it would be going straight across them. So again, straight across and up. It makes the shape of an L, or if you reverse an L backwards, makes that shape. So it's got to be straight across and taking that touch up. Straight across, taking that touch up, which is a great skill to use when the actual defender is reaching in for that ball. The self pass, the la croqueta, the L, whatever you want to call it, so important that you can use that skill effectively when that defender is reaching in. So now that next one, that 7th one, is the step on, step out. And yes, this is a type of shot fake that we're gonna use and that I've gone over in a previous video. So if you want more shot fakes to improve your shot fake game and improve your dribbling game overall, then make sure to click that video. However, when we go to use this, we're not gonna be including the shot fake in there, strictly just the step on, step out. So notice with this, I'm gonna push. I'm going step on, step outside of the ball. Push. Notice, again, when I step on that ball, it's with the bottom of the toes. And then I step to the outside. Push, step on, step out. Notice I'm not going straight forward, straight forward, straight forward. It's step on, step out, and you're pushing that ball on a 45-degree angle. Similar to that in and out. So we're going push, step on, step out. Notice my eyes 5 yards up the field so I can see at least 30. And then push, step on, step out. But you want to have quick feet here. You want to be very quick with this, very fluid with it to where you're going. Push, step on, step out, push, step on, step out, push, step on, step out. And do it as quickly as you can. If it's too easy for you, you're probably not going fast enough. And that's a rule for any of these drills. Okay, you got to be going faster, increasing your ability to grow each time. A little bit faster, a little bit better, a little bit crisper, and step by step, inch by inch, it'll be a cinch. Make it yard by yard and it'll be super hard. So break it down, make it small, make it easy, make it manageable, and just focusing on growing one little bit and taking that next step. And that last one that I want you to use, same as the previous one, but now we're including a shot. So you got to think in mind, when I practice, I want to make it as game-like as possible. So am I going to have you practice a bunch of crazy dribbling drills that you see on the internet that really aren't that helpful? Absolutely not. I'm going to focus you on the big things, on being able to quickly use your foot to take a touch, to stop the ball, to push in whatever direction you need to go. We're going to focus on those big 3 soccer skills and maybe 1 or 2 more, and then forget everything else. Don't waste your time. You don't want to be average at a whole bunch of things and not be very good at anything. So make sure, pick only a few things you want to be perfect at, super at, different game situations. You have a skill for each one of those game situations, and that's all you focus on. You don't waste your time on things that don't really matter. So with this, it's that same step on, step out, but now we're adding in that shot shot fake. So it's pushing, big shot fake, step on, step out, and then continuing to do that. So now, big thing, what do we need to focus on when we're doing those shot fakes? Well, I got a few videos that focus on all the different shot fakes, and one of those big shot fakes is the step on, step out, because I can continue to attack forward. I keep the ball in front of me, I keep my body squared. With so many shot fakes, you end up actually turning your body, and now you're going in a different direction. Or when you go to cut that ball, notice that that ball again turns your body in a different direction. So with this, it's a great attacking forward shot fake to use, because notice how my body is always facing forward. It's great if you're a midfielder or striker that likes to go forward and doesn't want to pass it backwards. So now, let's see it here. We are going big shot fake. Notice, big shot fake, that means arms are getting up, leg is getting up. And now let me do it from the side a little bit more. So when I go to do this, I'm pushing, big shot fake, arm and leg, make it believable. Look up a little bit so you see where that goalie is, make it more believable. Then you've got to make sure that you're really selling this. So as you're going, big shot fake, you're stepping on the ball, stepping to the outside and pushing away. So step on, step out, using that shot fake. So from here, big shot fake, step on, step out, big shot fake, step on, step out. All right, in that comment section below, let me know if you already have some kind of fast footwork or dribbling that you use to warm up before every single game. Or comment no if you're like I was for a very long time, and most of my warm up involved me standing outside the 18 with the ball stopped and me trying to strike it upper 90 every single time. So make sure, comment yes if you do some fast footwork stuff, some dribbling stuff to get your body warmed, or no if you don't. So now, first thing we want to avoid when doing this drill, when doing this without cones or even with cones, we want to avoid quantity over quality. We want our touches to be crisp, to be good, to be fluid. We don't want to be just doing it, going through the motions, because you've got to get better. You've got to practice step by step to get better. But not only practice, but deliberately practice. Well, what does that mean? That type of practice is where you find your skills, you find your weak spots, you go through and you advance. You work on something, see where you went wrong, and then you focus your time, efforts, and mental energy to figure out how you can make that better. You practice it until you can do it automatically, and then you move on to the next step. And you keep doing that to keep growing your skills and to become seemingly the best player on your team literally overnight. You're going to be in only a few weeks, few months time, be able to go from an average soccer dribbler to an outstanding soccer dribbler just by deliberately practicing on that next step outside your comfort zone. If you want to learn more about how to attain the best dribbling abilities and foot skills in your league, then grab the third book in the Understand Soccer series, Soccer Dribbling and Foot Skills, today on Amazon.com using the link in the description below. So for that pro tip, set up cones that are about 2 feet apart and do that same dribbling drill, but in between each one of those cones. It's going to make you a lot more crisp and a lot more focused when you have a certain amount of space that you've got to use. So if you want to get better, use those cones to really help you advance as well. Otherwise, you don't even need to do the skill with cones, this drill with cones, to become better at dribbling in soccer.